right, Dolphin fans, here we go. We finally got football again. We got the Raiders today. Now, good news is we got a Chan back. Love to see it. Bad news is they called me up to see if I wanted to play right guard or left guard or anywhere on the offensive line, considering all of the injuries. I couldn't do it. So I think Trey is going to fill in. We have issues. We have some injury issues on the offensive line. Just make it work. All right, just make it work, Dolphins. Now, in terms of what I would like to see from this game, normally I'll say I don't care how it looks, etc., etc. And if we win, I really don't. However, I wouldn't want to look past the Raiders, first of all, okay? Everybody knows how they fire McDaniels, so they're happy there. They've already won the Super Bowl in their mind. Even though if they don't win the Super Bowl, for them, it's like when we got rid of Gase, okay? They're already celebrating. So, you don't want to look past the Raiders. That said, we play the Jets again on Friday. Well, again, we play again on Friday. We play the Jets on Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. Jeez, all right? I mean, not a fan, but we will be here streaming. Don't worry about that. But the point here is that you know that Jets game is going to get physical. Now, I'm not normally someone to say, let's try to just blow out a team. However, if McDaniel wanted to devise a game plan that saw us ahead 28-35 in the first half, just absolutely bury them with an avalanche of throwing the ball so that our starters could take the second half off for the most part, that would be a perfect world. And I understand it's the NFL. The likelihood of that happening isn't the Raiders are going to play us tough. But in terms of what I would like to see, it'd be nice if that could happen. Of course, now it'll be a 9-6 slugfest, right? So it'll be interesting to see how many carries a Chan gets coming back from the injury. But he's a rookie, but he should be fresh. But we play again on Friday, and we know that game against the Jets is going to be a physical contest. So what happens here today, you got to get the win. You have to get the win, but it's going to affect what happens again also on Friday. So I'm going to be paying attention to that. Look, the AFC, for the most part, is kind of there. It's not there on a silver platter. The Ravens keep winning even though they blew a game the other week. But they continue to look really good. The Bengals are kind of toast. The Jets have kind of fallen off. We know what's going on with the Bills. Injuries are affecting the quarterback situation all over the place. Eagles play the Chiefs Monday night, which we can't stream that game because the Panthers have a game. So unfortunately, we will not be streaming that game. It's getting to that second half of the season where I want us, Kyle and I are going to try to stream some other games other than the Dolphins. So if the Eagles can beat the Chiefs, we play the Ravens, right? So we still have a chance at that top seed, which again, it's going to be important come January when you're looking at the weather and everything. It's 80 degrees in Miami today, right? It's perfect weather for Dolphins. But if you get a team like Pittsburgh or Cleveland coming in there in January and it's still 80, we might be able to suffocate them to death. You catch my drift. All right, Dolphins. I know it might be high hopes hoping for a blowout. It's not disrespect for the Raiders. It's simply so that we can be fresh for the Jets on Friday, because they're going to be after our ass. They have not given up hope. As one thing the Jets are not going to do, which is give up because they've had struggles. 200 plus yards from that channel. Let's do this. All right, so it's 14-13 Dolphins at the half. So Achan comes back. I think he had 2 carries before he re-injured himself. He's out. We have a 4th and 1 at the 2-yard line, and instead of just running the ball, McDaniel puts Tua in the shotgun. He throws a screen pass to Tyreek, who gets absolutely obliterated, and he hurts his hand. He has to go to the locker room. He comes back. He's taped up, but he hasn't been on. Yeah, he was on the field. And then we had Tua fumble the ball, give the Raiders a field goal. Julian Hill, who's in for injured Durham Smythe, fumble the ball here at the end of the half, give the Raiders another field goal. Then we get the ball with 5 seconds left. And you're just going to take a knee, right, Mike? Right? No. You run a play, and it's like a 20 or 30-yard completion to Chosen. There's no time left on the clock. Tua take a shot. He was running, moving around. He took a shot in the back, and I don't know if he's hurt or what, but they showed him jogging off, and he was shaking something off. Whether he was shaking off something with his arm or his shoulder, or whether he was fine, I don't know. That's something to look at. But McDaniel, man, 80 to 85% of the time the dude is genius, but the other 10 to 15% of the time, god damn, he makes some stupid play calls, and it ends up getting people hurt. There's no need on 4th and 1 at the 2-yard line. I don't even care if you run the ball and you don't get it, you don't get it. But these damn screen passes where nobody's open, they're never open. Occasionally it works for like an 8-yard gain, but we all have to hold our breath the whole time because Tyreek is dodging defenders left and right. But if the play's not set up properly, he gets obliterated every time, and now he's hurt. And even though it's just his hand that he could play, he's still friggin' hurt, Mike. Just throw the ball forward. Every week we got to go through the same damn thing. We're keeping the Raiders in this game. We better win this game. That's all I got to say. All right, we won the game. That's the recap. I mean, holy Jesus. So I'm gonna just say one sentence here. After taking that big hit at the end of the first half, Tua looked like complete ass out there, throwing the ball all over the place, missing receivers with bad. I mean, the whole second half, that was as bad a football as I've seen him play since last year. The second half of the Packers game. I hope he's okay. I didn't see anything on that hit that made you think it was his head or anything like that, but he was bad in that second half. But we'll take that, we'll put that on the shelf here and just call it a bad game. The defense. Jalen Ramsey single-handedly saving our ass not once but twice in that game today. And I mean, just a weird game all over the place, right? We end up with a defensive touchdown called back because they called it incomplete in the first series of the drive, the first series of the game. And then it looks like O'Connell threw a backwards pass, and the ball's just on the ground, and our guys are just standing around, but they blew the whistle. So I don't know if that could have been a defensive touchdown or not, but we were screaming at the TV nonetheless. God, that was ugly. That was the ugliest Dolphin game, especially performance on offense, that I can recall in quite some time. That was just, give the Raiders credit. They clearly are better than you would. Well, they're 500, so it's not like they got a terrible record. They won some games, and they fought us tooth and nail out there, so I give them credit. But it's not like they were playing lights out on defense in terms of getting sacks and stuff. The play calling was ass. Tua's throws were ass. It was just ass all over the field. But the defense now, the defense looks like what we expected it would kind of be at the start of the year when we were all excited about having Fangio out there. We need to keep healthy here a little bit. So Mostert was basically the only healthy running back left. Ahmed went to he looked hurt. He went to the tent. They cleared him to come back, but I don't think he came back out onto the field. Achan was questionable to come back, but he didn't look good, so he never came back. So we play again Friday. That's the point. And apparently Jeff Wilson Jr. is hurt as well. So and Chris Brooks I don't think is ready to come back. So I mean, I'm 52, but I've still got. I can play, coach. Put me in, okay? Because I'm so short. They can't reach me to tackle me. I'd be good for at least one drive. And I mean, so I don't know what we're gonna do at running back position. Of course, I had to start the video by saying, why don't we just devise a magnificent offensive game plan and go up 35-0? I mean, I'm not stupid. I know that wasn't going to happen, but I was kind of hoping we'd get lucky and we'd have a big enough lead so we wouldn't have to do what we did out there today, which was expend a ton of energy to get the win. And now we play again Friday. Of course, the Jets have to play the Bills. They haven't even played their game yet. They're going to play now, I believe. So they're even going to have less rest because their game is a little bit later than ours. Hopefully Tua's okay, and that was just a product of I don't know what. But there were numerous passes in that second half where you're just like, not just where is he throwing the ball, but even for a guy that was open, he was overthrowing. He bounced a couple of passes in that should have been third down completions. There were a couple of other throws he made where you're just like, there's nobody open. And we've talked about this. Tua is taking 2 steps, and he is throwing to a spot. It doesn't matter if the dude is wide open, if he's got 1 guy, 2 guys, 3 guys. He did it again today where he almost threw an interception where there were 4 Raiders and 1 Dolphin guy, and he's throwing the ball. Now, I'll say it again. It's math. It's math. If there's 4 guys in a box around Tyreek, I guarantee you, by rule, by law of nature, there's somebody else on the field open. If only we could get this guy to take 2 steps back, pump, not throw to the guy who's got 4 guys on him, and be able to like look and see, oh look, Mostert's over here to the left with nobody within 20 yards of him. Why didn't I just dump it off to him? If only Tua could have more than 1 read. Subject for a different day because now the defense looks like it's getting ready to carry us, which is good because I mean, the only guy we got left healthy is Mostert. And by the way, I mean Tyreek came back and played, and he made a couple of passes, made him a couple of catches. But did you notice how when Tyreek went out, Waddle started running all of his routes, and Waddle looked like the best thing, right? He started catching the ball all over the field. Then as soon as Tyreek comes back, I don't think Waddle saw another target the rest of the game. There's 2 of them, Mike. There's 2 of them. I don't know if you know that or not, but there's this guy on the field called Jalen Waddle, who was actually pretty good for us before Hill came around. Maybe even out a little bit. I know Tyreek is paying you so he can hit those 2,000 yards this year, but when it ain't working, maybe throw it to the other guy that doesn't have 4 guys covered on him. That's all I'm going to say about that. All right. We get the win. We get the win. We're 7-3, and right now the only other thing that matters is health. And technically, we came out of the game not too bad a shape. Hopefully, this is not a sign of Achan is injury prone and can't stay healthy. They did think it was the same knee, so we'll take it. We get the win, and that's all there is. All right. Dolphins play Friday. Now Thursday, Thanksgiving. I know Kyle and I will be streaming the first game. I'm trying to talk him into streaming all of the games. I might only be able to talk him into streaming the first game and the last game because the Dolphins play Friday and then the Panthers play Friday night, and he's never worked a hard day in his life, so he didn't join the military when he was 18 like I did. Let's just put it that way. He's a little bit spoiled. So I'm trying to talk him into streaming all 3 games on Thursday, but I think at the very least we'll have the first game and the last game. So, all right, Dolphin fans, we escape. Raiders, I mean, you guys, your coaching is not fantastic. I know you guys are happy that McDaniels is gone, but the Raiders played extraordinarily conservative, especially in the first half. There were some questionable calls like the 4th and 3. It's 4th and 3 and you chuck the ball into the end zone and you test Ramsey. That's not smart. That's not smart at all. So Dolphins take the win. We'll take it. That's all you can say is we'll take it.